Thank you very much.
Very nice. I was just watching a while ago a very funny video about
Hmm.
life in London, the Londoners, and I think it's pretty much the same in bigger cities. I just sent it to you. It takes a minute,
Okay.
30 seconds. It's awesome. It's
Thank you.
a minute and a half. Maybe you wish to watch it, and then we discuss it.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, I received it. Let me see the video.
Yeah, it's a minute 30 seconds, something like that. It's really funny. It makes you laugh.
Thank you, teacher. Uh,
See if you can watch it.
yeah, now I can,
That's
because I have certain times where I have locked my social media apps with
Oh,
the purpose
okay.
to don't distract me. But let me see the video now. Yeah,
Okay.
because when I want to see something on my social media, when the apps are blocked, I need to go to the app again and remove like the blocking, and that's why I lasted a little bit. But now I
Ah,
can
yes.
see.
You told me
Thank you.
about that. That's a good idea. Okay. What do you think, Mickey? Your microphone is off.
Yes, teacher. I watched the video. Um, yeah, that is true. Something that you mentioned. Normally in big cities, I think that people try to avoid contact in general. I remember one time when I was in Mexico City, near from Polanco, and I didn't know exactly where was. I think that it was a restaurant. I was looking for a Peeps. I don't remember the restaurant that I was looking for, but I tried to ask to people walking there because I imagine that they probably can give me more or less an idea. And I don't know, people just walk and they didn't watch me. They don't really care. I don't know. People, I don't know what they think, but I have seen like people always in rush in big cities, and probably I have seen cases where people try to have contact with you, and yeah, they want other things, but yeah, it is funny, but it's a reality.
Right. Up to the point that says it's not considered a crime to say to greet strangers until next year. Next year it will
Until
be
next year.
considered a crime. Say hello to a person. No. Yeah. And it's funny because I've been in situations in Irapuato and in Leon and in other towns too, but mostly in Irapuato and Leon, that you say, hello, good morning. And they look at you up and down and they see how you're dressed. If they consider that you're dressed okay, they say, oh, good morning, or good, they respond. If not, they just turn around and continue walking. Oh man, that's such an awful feeling.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. When I went to Vallarta the last time, I think that I told you that my uncle has a space to sell his jewelry, and it's a little table. Obviously, it's a little bit. Uh, it has like mirrors and all stuff to look more or less nice. Um but people enter because he is located in a restaurant in the part outside of the restaurant, like the main entrance. And people was enter and we say just good morning or good afternoon, whatever. And yeah, there were people who say good morning, and others didn't didn't make eye contact. They just passed, and well, at the moment, I felt like, oh my god, why people is like that? But then you don't care. I think that you get used to it.
Yeah, yeah, that's the best thing to get used to, not to take it personally, but it's a
Yeah.
funny social situation, right? I visited Oxus in which you say good night, good evening, good morning, and people look at you. What do you need? they, they just go straight to the point, right? And you would say, well, sometimes I understand because they are very crowded. There's a lot of people, but sometimes they're just them and you say, hey, good morning. What do you need? Well, it's okay.
Yeah. Exactly. I
Yeah,
don't know.
I was yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Mickey.
Yeah, I was telling you that I don't know. There are people who's nice, and and mostly I have noticed this type of uh, behavior in people who normally wants to show something that in occasions they are not. You know, like because I remember in the restaurant that yeah, there were people who with nice clothing, nice bags, luxury sneakers and all stuff, and and at least for me, this type of clothing is like brands that wants to sell you like this. How can I say like a spirit? How do you say when
Aspirational,
aspirational clothing?
aspiration.
Yeah, and normally this type of people is the people who wants always to show off clothing, sneakers, handbags, and I noticed that because I was sitting there and there were people who were nice, who were like dressing normal, and the others who have like the best clothing to use on on Vallarta in this case, they were like, well, they felt like kings. I don't know. So probably they are like how to say aspirational.
Aspirational, yeah.
Yeah,
They are aspirationalists.
aspirationalist. Yeah, exactly.
Well, okay, it's funny, but I came across this video. I was laughing. I feel like at home, like in Irapuato or in Leon too. This is the same, really.
Yeah.
I wanted to share an interesting table with you, Mickey, changing the topic a bit about
Hmm.
birds. How do you like birds? Do you like birds? What do you think of them? How do you like them? Um, what's
Yeah.
your idea about birds in general?
Yeah, I like verbs. To be honest, probably I know like the most popular, but I know that they have an excellent eyesight. Eyesight, it is correct to say.
Eyesight, yes.
Yeah, obviously there are birds who flies, others not. Uh, yeah, but it is. To be honest, I'm not pretty. How can I say like informed about about verbs, but yeah, it is interesting.
Yeah, some of them are, as it says here in the table, some of them are raptors, waterfowls, songbirds, flightless birds. Some birds cannot fly, and wading birds also, and nocturnal birds and parrots. Let's see which ones of these you find most interesting, because being a single group, they are so diverse that I was really impressed that I had to ask to a table to be made. So let's take a look at the first line, Mickey, please. Can you take a look at the raptors, please?
Yeah, bird group raptors. Example: eagles, hawks. The size range is medium to large, big shape, hooked, sharp, feeder type, strong aerodynamic, wing shape, broad, powerful, leg type, sharp talons, special adaptations, excellent eyesight.
It's what you just said. You just said they
Yeah,
have excellent eyesight because obviously they have to detect the prey at distance and then start diving and hunting those preys, right?
yeah.
What do you think about the beak? it's obvious that they must be hooked, right? Sharp to capture the prey. What do you think about the beak?
Yeah, of course. Normally, those birds have big. How do you say? Oh,
Beak.
yeah, but how do you say the? I forgot it in Spanish too. Um, oh my God, let me
Claws,
search.
garras, or beak? Pico.
Yeah,
Feather.
the las garras. How do you say it? Garras,
Right. Claws. Big
claws,
claws. Claws.
claws, claws.
Claw.
Okay.
Claws.
Yeah, normally
Right.
this type of birds have big claws, and obviously it's easy to them to hunt their prey.
Right. Yeah. So the claws, I'm actually the beak. They have resembles the claws. They have a similar shape. You're very right. They are hooked, right, to be able to grab the prey. And actually, I saw a picture, and I got impressed, and I even put it in under my, what do you call these, the favorites. Let me show it to you. My profile. Let me put it here. I found it impressive. Oh, it doesn't stop. Okay, here, there. I'm gonna share it with you
Thank you.
under my here. I found this picture amazing. Here, let me show it to you. Okay, no, what is this? Okay, here. Look at that picture. It's the leopard. Looks like a
Mhm.
leopard. Then the eagle with the beak and the claws grabbing the little baby. Right. So it's impressive how nature works. And let me, wow, let me go back to to the the file that I was trying to share here.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so it's amazing, right?
Yeah, it is. What happened at the end?
Well, at the end, I think the leopard managed to rescue the cub,
Yeah.
but that's nature. Nature is savage,
Yes.
and they have no moral. I mean, if an eagle is hungry, she will hunt anything, and
Mhm.
the mom is going to defend the cub, and it's just a struggle, it's a fight. That's wild nature. It has no morals. They just have hunger, and that's it. Hunger and power.
Hmm.
So,
Exactly.
so that's why I made a relationship with a capitalistic world that has no moral. It's the strongest, and it's the strongest, right? There are now many, well, talking about the capitalistic system, I believe that there are many moderate capitalistic systems which are amazing, which are fabulous, because then you try to do business, you try to make money, but also you take care of the environment, of society, of people, etc. People are considerate, but not everyone is like that. Some of them are really savage, in my opinion, of course.
Yeah, it is true. Yeah,
Well, yes, Mickey,
there's not a balance.
there must be a balance. Exactly, exactly. And I don't know what I did here because I think I lost the. What did I do? Okay, here. I'm sorry. Well, let's
Mm.
take a look at the second one, Mickey. Waterfowls.
Waterfalls. Example: ducks, dukes. How you say it? Ducks,
Ducks, swans, and
ducks,
geese.
ducks, swans, and geese. The size range: medium to large, big shape, flattened growth, feeder type, waterproof, with print oil, wing shape, broad rounded, leg type, uh, webbed feet, special adaptation, floating capability.
Right. The preen oil is some kind of liquid that ducks segregate in order
Mhm.
for them to avoid getting wet. What do you think about that property, Mickey?
In order to get wet,
The
They
property of not getting wet.
okay. Wow, it is so interesting. I didn't know that, to be honest.
Yeah, when a duck or a swan gets in the water and they come out, some of them flap the wings, but not all the time. And you touch them and they're dry. You say, how can this be? Well, because they have secreted, it's a secretion segregated by the body.
Wow, print oil. Interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I print.
yeah, and they have the floating ability also. Well, that's normal, right? And the feet are in form of a web, so you see them extended. That's why they can swim in a funny way, right? Almost without immersing the body.
Wow.
So they need no immersion to be able to swim, which is a yeah, they're amazing. What do you like better, swans or ducks, Nikki?
Swans
Swan seasons.
or dogs? Well, I would say swans.
Swans, right?
Yeah,
Right. All right.
obviously
And
both
then
are
the
beautiful,
yeah,
but I think that swans are a little bit more special because you don't see always swans, and probably if you go to little lakes, you can find so many dogs.
right. That's true. If you go to Irequa Park, you're able to see ducks, but I don't think you can see swans. I'm not sure if you can see ducks now. Can you? Do you know?
Adirekwa?
At Irequa Park, yes.
Mm, no, to be honest, I haven't seen because now the only uh, place with water in Irequa is what is the like the how you say obelisk? El obelisco.
Obelisk, yeah. There is a pond, and then the obelisk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, is the only part where there is like water storage there because well, do you remember in the Parque de Convivencias before there was like a little water park, but
Right, that's true.
now it doesn't exist.
And the
So
water is not running, right?
no, 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 no. So I haven't seen dogs too in dog sitter in Irequa. Where I have seen dogs is in Leon in how you say where is Explora located?
It's in the
And
north, next to the Palote Dam.
yeah, I have seen dogs there, but here in
Yeah, that's nice.
Irapuato and in Irequa specifically, no, I haven't seen.
No, I think you're right. I'm mixing up things. I think I'm talking about Metropolitan Park. The Metropolitan Park, yeah, at
Mhm.
the Palote Dam. I believe you're right. I'm sorry, I got mixed up. Well,
Yeah,
those were
true.
waterfowls. How about songbirds, Mickey? How do you like songbirds?
Songbirds, yeah, they're so interesting. I don't know if you mentioned that they cannot fly, or you say that they can fly. Songbird.
Not fly, but they are below. The ones
Ah,
below, that's say flightless birds, ostriches,
flightless.
penguins. But these ones, they
Mhm.
can fly, of course. Yes, songbirds.
Yeah, of course. Uh, yes, to be honest, I'm a little bit lost about the different types of bird groups. Obviously, more or less, I can distinguish one type with the other, but yeah, it is so interesting. Songbirds are beautiful. I think that it's easier to detect when there's a songbird in a specific place because, well, for the sound that they emits.
Yeah,
So yeah, nature in general is amazing.
right. Let's see what characteristics they have. About
Hmm.
size, they're not very large. They tend to be small.
Yeah, small thing. The size range is between small to medium. The big shape, short and pointed. The feeder type, soft and fluffy. Wing shape, pointed agile. Leg type, small perching feet. Special adaptation, complex vocalization. Yeah.
Right. Do you believe that birds are able to communicate among each other by singing or some type of other communication? What do you think?
Mm, Well, yeah, I think that obviously probably they don't emits like words, but I think that depending of the intensity that they are singing in this case, they can more or less express, I don't know, for example, a danger that is coming, or I don't know, that almost is night and it's time to to sleep. I don't know. I imagine that yes, probably not like expressing words, but with the intensity of the vocalization. Yeah, I would think.
Right. What do you think birds sing, Mickey? I mean, it's almost a dumb question, right? But they sing. Why, some of them you think they sing?
Yeah. Uh, well, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I think that at the end, I would summarize that nature is amazing in every aspect, and yeah, it is. It's great that you can distinguish the singing from for example, sparrows to flinches, and vice versa. So, yeah, yeah, it is beautiful. To be honest, I'm not pretty informed about it, and I cannot notice which is one, but I know that the sound is different, completely different.
Yeah, but what is the function of the singing? Some of the birds sing, but
Hmm.
I never asked myself why do they sing. And it's really, I mean, I would say I don't want to say logical because I never thought of that before. But now that you know, now that I know, it's logical. Let me share this with you, and not and ask you how. I mean, now that you read it, as I'm reading it, you would say,
Hmm.
"Oh, it makes sense, right?" So let's
Yeah,
see. This is the reason why some birds sing. Let's take a look at them.
probably to attract the female ones. Well, territory defense. Male birds often sing to mark and defend their territory, warning other males to stay away. This helps reduce physical fights by establishing dominance through sound,
Do
attracting
you
mates.
think other do you think other mammals do the same thing, Mickey? Like maybe felines, lions, tigers, leopards.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I would imagine that probably. I think that normally the female ones are like the fighter, right? In felines normally. I have seen cases where the lion is always sleeping and who goes to hunt and and yeah, take the food to the family is the female one. Is correct?
At times, yeah. I think that's true, but not all the time, yeah, because I've seen also some videos and
Mm-hmm.
some in which lions actually it's very interesting. I think we discussed this about this the other day, right? I think lions are group hunters while leopards are single hunters, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, it is true.
But also males hunt. Yeah, it's I don't want to say cliche. It's more common that women that not women that females hunt, but
Mm-hmm.
also males hunt in groups normally. Now, question: how do humans defend their territory? Because birds sing, lions roar, or felines roar, right? But humans,
How do humans defend their territory? Uh, well, in different ways. Uh, in occasions, establishing groups.
establishing groups, right?
Yeah. Now in actuality, well, with wars,
Okay.
creating wars. Um, yeah, but with different, how you say, like barriers.
Barriers,
Mm,
fences,
yeah,
limit. They establish boundaries, right? With
establishing boundaries.
poles. Yeah, as you rightly pointed out, there are many ways to establish a territory.
Hmm.
Among countries, they say, "Well, we're going to build a wall, right? We're going to increase the wall."
In some countries near from Mexico.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
establishing boundaries, creating rules too.
creating rules. Yeah, that's true. Absolutely true. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense because uh, reduce physical fights. So you saying this is my territory, so don't approach because then there will be a conflict, there will be a fight, and that will cause casualties. So you, in a way, are protecting the species, right? You say this is my territory. You think don't approach, don't get close, and you avoid conflict. It's a way to avoid conflict. Imagine that,
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
way, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Well, the second one is also logical. Let's take a look at the second one, Mickey, please. Can we?
Hmm. Attracting mates. Singing is a way for males to impress females during mating season. A strong, complex song can indicate good health, strength, and genetic quality.
Yeah. Now, if you think about this, among humans, animals, birds, in general,
Yeah.
why do you want to show that you're healthy, that you're strong, and that you have genetic quality? Why does the humankind and the animal species want to show that?
Yeah, in a way, I think that is to show, in this case, to the female, like they can protect,
They
or
can be
that,
protected, yes.
yeah, they can be
Males
protected,
can
and that they are, in the
their
case of,
offspring. Yes, 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 Mickey, sorry.
in the case of birds, how do you say to the, in this case, well, for example, in dogs, are cubs, right? Cachorros.
Cubs, yes, yes, yes.
And in birds, is the same word.
The same, yes, 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 the
Ah,
cubs.
yeah, in a way, like uh, to show to the female that the cubs will be stronger too or healthy.
Yeah, that makes sense, exactly. Exactly. So the females, both animals and humans, can detect how healthy their candidate, let's put the word candidate, is, and then make a right selection, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So let's say two boys are singing, two boys, two youngsters, two adolescents, right? Are singing or are jumping or are, what other signs do youngsters make besides singing, of course, or displays do youngsters? I mean, what other signs do youngsters display to attract youngsters? What other signs or gestures? Let's say gestures. Do youngsters display to attract mates?
Hmm. Mm, youngsters.
Yeah, young people, young men, young.
Yeah. Probably. They are like more romantic, more detailist.
Okay, yeah. Show details. Show
Some details.
details. Now let me ask you a plain question. Why? That is true. It is very true. Details and be romantic. Romantic. Why does this persuade very often females when you display these traits? What type of, let's be social sociologists, right?
Mhm.
Why would a woman be attracted to a man that's romantic or that shows details? What does she understand from the sociological point of view? I mean, talking about survival, protection, and these
Yeah.
social characteristics.
Hmm. Yeah, probably because they can. Well, in this case, girls can think that if they are so, uh, if men are so careful with details, uh, in a future they can be like taking care of their families in general, could be.
Right. Okay.
But I have met girls that attract the vice versa, attract people who don't treat them very well.
Yeah, well, yeah, that happens too. Why is that too? Why is that?
um, Well, yeah, I have read about it in occasions. Is because uh, they, in this case, girls are lack of something. In occasions, they are like they don't have a present dad, or they want to, yeah, in a way, feel something that they never had. So normally, that's why women in occasions accept this type of treatment. But um, yeah, normally it's that when they have like daddy issues.
Okay, okay, yeah. Very, very, very interesting. Well, so this is a device. Let's say birds have the singing device to protect the territory and attract mates. Mostly males sing, right? To impress females. That's by
Yeah.
being
Yes.
also in society, except Mickey. Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Let's say you're walking by the street and
Hmm.
a young girl looks at you and she says, "Oh, it's socially forbidden that I talk to Mickey and say, 'Hi, Mickey, my name is Lupita, Juanita, whatever,' right?"
Hmm.
So what does she do instead? Well, she drops the handkerchief to the floor, right? And then
Hmm.
she's expecting that a gentleman will pick it up and say, "Excuse me, lady, you dropped this handkerchief. This handkerchief is yours."
Hmm.
Is it possible that women take the initiative in this case, not singing or displaying any physical attributes, but initiating this type of content by, I'm going to put under quotation, dropping the handkerchief or making eyes or whatever, equivalent to that? What do you think about that, Mickey? Please.
Yeah. In the birth cases.
In birds and in humans.
Ah, okay. Well, in animals, I would say that yes, because um, I don't know. I need to do more research about it, but I have seen cases where normally females are like in groups, in a way like trying to track the attention of the males ones. And in the case of humans, yeah, it is. I think that now it's more normalized. Uh,
Right.
I would say that I need to give like credit to social media because now it's much easier from both to have contact in comparison with the past. That if you probably are interested in someone, you need to go to her or to him and talk with her in this case. Um, but now I think that now it's like more like in a way more mm, much easier to women or men the first step.
All right. Yeah, this is a very interesting topic because in the past it was very difficult for women. So they was just imagine the ladies in the 18th, 19th century where they all they expected was to be approached by the man, the gentleman of the next ranch or the next county or the next town, right?
Yeah, yeah.
In a big party, they organized big parties, and then the young man would first marry the oldest lady, and then the second oldest, and then and so on. So the youngest one was the one that has the least expectation to get married and become a wealthier person or have a more opportunities in life, right? But that's
Mhm.
part of past now. What do you think of the evolution of this, Mickey? Has it been for the better, for the worse? Advantages, disadvantages? What's your idea about this, Mickey?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that it's something that I must analyze because, like in everything, I think that it has advantages and disadvantages. Uh, Probably it's not like direct related, but I think that one of the issues, and that's one of the reasons why there are so many divorces or separations or breakups, is for the same reason because now in social media you can see 100 girls in your cell phone and probably one looks for you like much pretty than the other ones, and I would say that it's a disadvantage if you want to see like a long-term relationship because there are so many girls and there are so many boys, um, and yeah, it's in a way I would say like that would be an disadvantage. But for the other hand, I think that it's okay that now women or men, uh, like it's like more normalized to see a girl go for a go to talk with a boy in this case. Um, but yeah, I need to really do an analysis about it.
Right, of course, of course. Yeah, but it's a very, very, very interesting topic. Thank you, Mickey.
It is.
Well, there is a third characteristic why birds sing, and that is to identify the species. Let's take a look at it, please. Can we?
Yeah. Identifying their species. Different bird species have unique songs that help them recognize members of their own kind. This prevents crossbreeding and ensures species survival.
So you sing, and then you attract your own kin, your own people.
Yeah.
In this case, their own crossbreeding breedings, right? They're the same breeding or members
Mhm.
of the same kind. Um, how do you see this in humans without attracting criticism for being discriminating for groups, for racial or ethnic discrimination, right? You attract Latins, Saxon will attract Saxons, African will attract African, African American will attract African American or black people. And we criticize that in a way, but on the other hand, it's a natural process. What do you think about this, Mickey?
Yeah, I would say that, as you mentioned, now it's like more criticized, but uh, it is true, and I would say that it's not easy to forget that in the past, for example, putting an example, the United States, it was so divided, and I think that again it's a little bit more divided again. Um that there were black groups, white groups. There were places for black people. There were places for white people. So I would say that it's a little bit like ignoring to say that now they're still existing those groups where there were existed since a long time ago. But yeah, I think that there are places where uh, people from different groups can chat, can play, can pass a good moment, and it is okay. And I think that now there's like more freedom to go wherever you want to go. But obviously, I would say that those specific groups have been divided since a long time ago, and still, I would say that at least in the next years, we'll continue like that. Obviously, now with more freedom to go to other places, but yeah, I don't think that people must criticize that.
Yeah, I agree with you totally. What's your take on interracial interaction, even mating or marrying people with interracial backgrounds or not backgrounds, breeding? What do you think
Mhm.
about this interracial interaction, Mickey?
I would say that it's okay. I have seen cases, not so many, but yeah, I have seen cases from this type of interracial interactions, and mainly talking about like relationships. Um,
Ye- Yeah,
I would say that it's okay, but I think that people who is involved in this type of relationships know that probably certain things will be different. But I think that the people who is in those relationships are aware of that, so I would say that it's okay.
right. What are the benefits and potential hazards or risks or problems or drawbacks, let's say drawbacks, about going into a relationship or into a relationship with a person of another race or ethnic group?
Yeah, that probably the culture and the traditions are different. Probably that will be a, I would say a disadvantage, but I think that everything with communication can be solved. And yeah, probably just that, like certain manners too.
Certain manners,
Mhm.
right? What ethnic groups would you, I don't want to say marry, but would you have a relationship with? For example, would you, and I know that this is socially shaped, and I have asked this question myself when I was younger.
Mhm.
And so, would you, for example, let's say that you meet a Saxon, a lady, a Slavic girl, or a Asian girl, a black girl, a brunette, a white. There are so many ethnic groups.
Yeah.
Which ones would you be okay dating? Which ones you say, well, maybe just friends, and which ones you would say, well, maybe just business? I don't know. How is your social layout or blueprint? Let's say that, Mickey. If you can share
Yeah.
that with us, please.
Yeah, of course. It is a good question. To be honest, um, I haven't think about it like doing a true analysis, but for example, we know that for example, the European girls near from I don't know Germany, these type of girls normally are girls that are like in a think in a Latina way. They are like pretty because normally are blonde, are tall, are you know, and there's like different in comparison with the people that we have here. Um, Probably I would like to meet one, but I have seen cases where they are like so cold, and that
Okay.
will be like a difference between how is uh, Latin people and yeah, people from this type of Europe, from this part of Europe. Sorry, uh, I don't know, but I will try it. To be honest, I will try it because it's something that I don't have like the experience. I haven't met in person someone of those countries. I have talked with people from other countries, but just in chat and actually for practicing English. And
Right.
and yeah, I have seen um, certain cases where the different manners or the different culture that we have in occasions can be a problem. But at the end, I think that it's respect, right? Respect how people believes and that they respect you. And I would say that uh, that you can have a relationship with everyone if they respect your beliefs and you respect your theirs. Sorry.
Okay. So, do you think is there a cliche or a stereotype about certain ethnic groups, or that's not very proper, or maybe it's an exaggeration? For example, some people say that Latin American people tend to be more intense, both in their positive traits and as a negative trait, more passionate but more affectionate, but also more angry. So
Mhm.
that's maybe a cliche. I don't know if that is true or not. Also, the idea that Germans, Danish people, Scandinavian people tend to be colder. I don't know if that's a cliche or not. I agree with you that I've heard that a lot.
Mhm.
I have met some people, they can be friendly, really friendly. I think
Mhm.
they are a bit more distant at the beginning, but once they cross the barrier of becoming friends, they tend to be very, very friendly, very close to you. What do
Mhm.
you think about that?
Yeah, exactly that. As I mentioned, I haven't experienced something like that in person. In chat, yeah, in occasions I can notice. For example, I have talked with people from Philippines, and the people from Philippines are so nice, and in a way I would say they are like similar as as Mexicans, uh, as Mexico, sorry. But doing my research, I realized that they were conquered for a while for Spain too.
By Spain, yes, that's
Bless
true.
you. And actually, the main religion in Philippines is the Catholic one. So, in occasion, I would say that that's the reason why they're like similar in certain things with people from Mexico too. And I have talked with people from what's this country, Turkey, Morocco, and yeah, they are nice and they are people who is normally uh, how can I say this, like open with people from other countries, but in a way they think in a very conservative way.
Uh,
So it is interesting because obviously I haven't passed for the experience in person, but just in chat or in calling, I have noticed certain things, and it's interesting how every culture is different and that there are so many similarities that probably you don't know until you are talking with someone of of a specific country.
Yeah, that is very true. Um, some ethnic group or type of people that you haven't met, but that you're interested. I'm sorry, that you're interested in meeting or getting in contact with. That you say, well, I haven't dealt too much with, let's say, people from Turkmenistan or people from Albania, people from Poland. I understand they're smart people, but I'd like to get in contact with people from Russia, Turkey, I don't know, whatever. What do you think about those people, Mickey, that you would like to get in contact with?
Yeah, I would like to get in contact with people from countries that, in a way, we have an idea, just an idea from news or from movies or from what US have talked about it. I would really talk with people from those countries because I'm almost sure that is so different that the way how they show people from, I don't know, for example, Pakistan, people from Russia. I would like uh, to have contact with people from, yeah, from countries that normally we have a bad idea.
Right. Yeah. 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 That is a great, very smart decision. For example, I have met people from Argentina. All over my life, I've heard funny comments about them that they're very egocentric, that they're very small, very presumptuous. But truly, what I found is very smart people, people who are, yes, very confident in themselves.
Hmm.
Uh, but there, I think the people that I've met are people who are secure in themselves,
Hmm.
straightforward, very convinced of themselves,
Hmm.
self assurance, but not conceited or extremely overly presumptuous.
Hmm.
So I think the stereotype is a little bit of an exaggeration, at least from the perspective of the people that I've met.
Hmm.
I've met many Argentinians, and many of them are really, really smart people.
Hmm.
Very, yeah, some of them with a strong opinion, but also respectful of what you might think. If you have a different opinion, you are totally respected. If you say, no, 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 milk is terrible for your health because of this and this. No, but Mickey, milk is good for your health. No, 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 I think it's terrible. It's bad because, okay, you believe that, I believe this, and we continue being friends, but we have opposing opinions, and that doesn't preclude any continuing relationship, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it is true. Normally, and I think that mostly Mexico, we have like this idea of Argentinian people. I have talked with Argentinian people, and as you mentioned, yeah, they are very confident, and but I haven't noticed like presumption. Actually, when I was started doing business online, I had playlists on Spotify, and I think that I told you about it. And I charged to independent artists to be part of the playlist. And one of my, how can I say, like mentors in this was an Argentinian and was very nice. I talked with him, and yeah, he always showed me like things to make my playlist in that time with more followers, with more engagement in general. And yeah, I had that idea of Argentinian people until I met this guy.
Yeah, yeah. Well, so talking about cliches and stereotypes, sometimes they are wrong and they tend to perpetuate what is probably not right, right?
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
well, that's about interracial or interethnic identification. Let's see about communication within a group. That's another idea of why birds sing. Can you
Mhm.
go ahead with this, Mickey, please?
Communication within a group. Some birds use calls and songs to stay in contact with flock members. This is common in social birds like parrots and crows.
Right. So that's another characteristic of birds, like humans. They socialize, chatting just for the pleasure of chat. Right?
Mhm.
Um,
Social birds.
yeah, yeah. What do you think about communication among different species? Even dolphins, whales, they communicate with the other ones just to stay in contact. How important is that in your opinion, Mickey?
Uh, Well, yeah, it's very important, and it is so interesting because in occasions we try to avoid contact with other groups. I think that it's similar with that with what we were talking in the from moments ago. Uh, but yeah, in occasions the same nature show us that it is not impossible because there are moments where other species chat with species that are not from the groups, and yeah, obviously there are cases where it's completely the opposite. But yeah, for example, now that came to mind is this animal that is becoming so popular. I don't know how to say it in English. Capybaras. You know that they sell until toys about capybaras and all stuff, and
Right.
it's for the same reason because they say that capybaras are so social with other animals.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good name, capybara. I don't know how to say that in English. Let me see. It's the same capybara with Y. Capybara.
Capybara.
Capybara with Y.
Yeah, for
Um,
example, let me show you some pictures that I have
yes, please.
seen here in internet. There's a movie now in movies teacher. If you want to see it, it's called Flow. It's about a cat, a black cat. I don't know if you have seen it. It's
Not
like
yet. What Flow is the name? Huh?
yeah, Flow. It's a movie for kids, but the message and the animation in general, um, it's so interesting. And actually, one of the characters is a capybara.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but for example, here,
Let me add it to the screen here. Well, that's a pretty animal. Is it a rodent?
I think so. I think so. I'm not pretty sure. But for example, this is the case, right? That there are turtles, dogs, and the capybara is here in the middle.
Resting. It's a very social animal, apparently.
Yeah, look.
It's pretty. Looks a bit like a rabbit, but also like a rodent. Well, a rabbit is a rodent. Capybaras. They're very friendly. Hey, surrounded by turtles.
Yeah, imagine that. Obviously, I would
No.
say that probably the crocodiles are not attacking because they already ate something. But look this.
Oh, and that looks big, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
capybaras.
amazing.
And
Yeah,
actually, they're selling this type of toys, and yeah, it's becoming so popular. This animal.
it is impressive. Why some animals can interact with different species, which is not only their own. What do they eat? I guess vegetables or weeds.
Yeah, I think so. Mm,
It's fabulous. What they eat?
what
Tubers, aquatic plants, yes. They seem to be herbivorous. Okay. It's impressive. Tubers, aquatic plants, barks, and grasses. So they resemble a bit rabbits, to me at least.
Yeah, yeah. Let me. Mm,
1.1 to 1.3 meters. Oh, they can be big, huh? Bigger
yeah.
than rabbits for sure, and hares.
Well, he says that it's a species of uh,
It's a
how is
rodent. Rodent.
rodent.
Yeah, the same as the mouse and the same as the rabbit. They are rodents.
Rodents. Yeah.
Wow, it's very pretty.
Rodent. Yeah.
Yeah, well, social animals, and that's I believe that is important to be able to socialize with other species. I believe is a sign or aid for survival. I would say. So communication within a group, but transgroup communication, transgroup communication, I don't want to use the word group trans too much, but transgroup communication, which is very important. Also, there is number five, Mickey, warning of danger. What about that, please?
Warning of danger. Mm, Birds have a special alarm called to alert others about predators. Some species even change their song patterns to warn about different threats. Yeah, yeah, it makes sense that one. Warning of danger.
Yeah, you warn the other people that you. How do you warn others about humans when there is danger?
Mm, well, now I would say that with social media. When
How about when you're person to person?
it's person to person. Um, well, we live in Irapuato, so we have so many cases to uh, when we can see this. But yeah, normal is chatting with someone that I would recommend you to don't go to this part of the city because there are people who's assaulting and or don't go to this part at this time because normally it's a little bit danger there. So yeah, I would say the chatting
By chatting, yeah. How
and
about when there is a situation in which there is a man warning already? Let's say that you can also make gestures, right? Some gestures,
hmm
hidden gestures, maybe
yeah,
hidden gestures to communicate about the danger. Open eyes, wide open,
yeah,
um, mumbling, whispering,
whispering.
whispering about danger, etc. Right?
hmm
Yeah. What do humans warn others about? It doesn't have to be a dangerous situation. Well, dangerous in the context not necessarily about violence, but maybe about a bad decision, about business decision,
hmm
about a bad mating decision, about a bad professional decision. There are many decisions which are can be dangerous, and you warn them. How do we warn other people or friends about a bad uh, decision?
Yeah, normally trying to uh, yeah, well, giving advices.
Yeah.
Mm, normally with experience.
Okay.
Yeah, what else? Mm, well, for example, when it's talking about relationships, when someone has experience with a person that more or less have certain patterns or manners that the person is dating, and probably it's like, now it's popular to say it, red flag.
Red flag. Red flag. That's a very important phrase, right? Red flags.
Yes.
Red flags. Yeah, this has become a common phrase, which is very very important because you go to the ocean and there is a red flag. You cannot swim, right?
hmm Yeah.
So, in a decision that a person is about to take, what are red flags that you say, okay, be careful because this person has deceived other partners in business. He already cheated Mr. A, Mr. B, and Mr. C. So don't do business with him or with her.
hmm
How about personal decisions? How would you establish what would be red flags in a person, boy or girl? Talking about mating decisions or intentions.
Making decisions or intentions. Uh, I don't know. Probably it's a little bit controversial, but when someone in a short period of time have dating with so many people
There's a lot of people.
in a short period of time,
Why is that something bad?
mm, because I think that in occasions people don't feel comfortable with themselves, so in a way they want someone to stay with them. It doesn't matter who is him or who is her.
Oh, so They are constantly changing partners, or
Yeah, yeah, and occasions it's because probably they're like uh, they're not stable. So in a way, they always want someone to stay with them, and when someone doesn't want to stay with them, they look for someone else.
that's very interesting. That would be a red flag.
Yeah, that would be a red flag.
Another red flag, maybe. How about a red flag in a girl and in a boy? Say that's a red flag. This boy is showing, or that's a red flag that lady is displaying.
Hmm. Oh, that could be. Well, a red flag in boys will be like they have a bad relationship with their family.
Okay, what would that be bad?
Uh, I would think that if they don't have a good relationship with their yeah, with their family, will be different. Will be difficult to have a good relationship with. In this case, uh, as a couple, I think so because probably at the beginning will be easier because they are like in a way. Mm, how is it this? Uh, Flirting one with each other.
Okay,
But after that, I think that you can see really who's the person, and probably you can have problems if this person have problems with their family too. So why wouldn't you have problems with them in a future?
right, right, yeah. Well, it totally makes sense. Yeah, it's very logical. And then one more about a girl.
A girl, I would say like a red flag is someone who drinks much alcohol or that is always going to parties, and it applies for both, not just for girls,
Okay,
or that smokes too.
that smokes. Yeah, why do we? I myself included. Why we dislike girls that smoke?
Mm, at least for me, it's because uh, if this girl is not like taking care about herself, what can you expect, right?
Yeah, that's true. Of herself. That's a very very interesting topic, really.
Yeah, it is.
Well, we should continue with this topic sometime later because there are so many warnings of danger. Your decisions, physical danger, emotional, I mean, health, consumption of food, certain food which is not healthy.
Yeah,
So making decisions is very universal, right? We make decisions, good and bad decisions about basically everything.
yeah,
Very interesting, Mickey.
it is true.
Okay, well, as usual, great chat, great talk, taking as
Thank
a
you very much.
base birds, right? But more or less, they are also living beings as men. So we can use them
Yeah,
as an analogy in a way, can we not?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was interesting because we were talking about birds at the beginning, and at the end we were talking about red flags in girls and boys. So yeah, at the end I think that we are not so different.
Exactly, absolutely, absolutely. Very
Thank you
nice,
very much,
Mickey.
teacher.
Well, thank you very much, Mickey. Take care. Say hello to the family, and see you sometime
You too,
soon
teacher.
later this week, right? Maybe.
Yes, sure, will be great to recover the class that we don't have the last
That's
week.
okay. Very good,
Perfect.
Mickey. Take care. See you
Keep in
soon
touch,
then.
Stephen.
Enjoy. We keep
Enjoy
in
your
touch.
week. Take
You
care.
too, Mickey. Have a wonderful week. Bye soon.